Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of No Way Jose, starring IFBB Hall of Famer, one of the founding fathers of the 212 division, now an awesome trainer and contest prep coach. Please welcome all the way from Boston, Massachusetts, the Boston Mass, Jose Raymond. What's up, dude?
What's up?
Yeah. So I had to get you in on this preview. I've tried doing previews of like 3 or 4 divisions at once in the past. They end up going like 2 hours. So
Yeah, it's too much.
Giles and I are going to do open, and I want to peg you for Classic and 212. 212, obviously, you're very few people on this planet are more qualified than you to speak on that for the preview. And Classic, you've been with that from the beginning as far as coaching athletes, going to shows and stuff. So I want to start with Classic just because Chris Bumstead has 44 billion followers now. That's a lot.
That's a ton.
The world only has 7 billion people. But Bumstead, he's a 4-time Classic Physique Olympia champ. He's 28 years old. He wins the show last year with a freshly torn bicep. Still dominated. Still looked incredible. First year working with Hani Rambod. Everything really lined up for that kid. Again, 4 years in a row. 5. Can he get 5? I know he can get 5. If you're a gambling man and someone said, put down some bets and odds, what are the odds of him getting number 5?
100.
Okay. So no one's taking the bet.
No.
Yeah. I mean, what does he have that makes – I could talk about it too, but what do you think – what qualities does Bumstead's physique have that just makes him so dominant right now? Because that division, as we talk about all the time, so much talent in that division, so many great physiques. It's crazy that one guy can dominate. You'd think there's new talent coming in all the time and somebody would knock him off. But so far, no one's even close.
Because the show is judged on that day, and everyone looks awesome until they stand next to Chris. Mm-hmm. And he just out-heights them, out-widths them, out-everything's them. You know, he has the – what is it? How do they say that? Je ne sais quoi. He's got it. He's got everything. You know, you just know it when you see it. You could grab 10 grandmothers that don't know anything and have them judge it, and he'd still win. Yeah. He has the look that is appealing to everyone. You know, he's getting better. He's not getting bigger, but he's getting better every time out. Yeah. You know, better at his presentation, his density, his conditioning, his confidence. He's kind of a shy guy, you know, when you see him do his interviews or have to speak in front of everyone, he's, you know, but he's getting better at everything. Yeah. Every year. So I don't see it changing this year. Yeah. Although I will say with the new weight change, I don't know how much that would even affect Chris because he's not at the top of his weight class either. I think he has a few pounds to spare, but I don't know that he wants to, you know, try to get any bigger. He just needs to continue to do what he's doing. Now, I saw off season. He was 270 pounds in really, really good shape.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Huh. So I do think it's going to help him a lot. And same thing as Ramon. I think it's going to help those guys a ton. I just don't know that structurally either one of them, whether they can have 7 pounds on them or not, can overcome, you know, Chris's everything. It's Chris's rib cage, his waist, his shoulder width. That's where he really takes over. And he's got great legs.
Yeah.
You know, and great condition. And, you know, out of and Ramon, neither one of them have tremendous arms. Right. So it's not like that's going to give them an edge.
Ramon's arms are pretty damn good.
Well, they're great because he's got crazy forearms too. Yeah. But they're not, you know, they're not, I would say they're not even better than who's the kid who won it once? Oh my God, he's going to kill me.
Danny Hester, Breon's
got crazy arms.
Yeah.
You know, they're not better than Breon's, and Breon couldn't overtake him. You know, there's just too much going for Chris
Yeah.
to. But it does make it a little exciting, the fact that they can come in bigger, and both Ramon and Urs suffered tremendously to make weight.
Did Urs though? Because I know Urs, at least prior, he wasn't even near the limit. He was like 10 pounds under the first Olympia he did.
Yeah, but it's slowly gotten worse and worse.
So when you say he was 270 and in good condition, I would have to look it up, but I think his cutoff is probably something like 215,
220.
220.
So now it might be 227.
Oh, was it already? He was already at 220, so he was like 6 foot. Because I know the taller guys didn't get as much extra weight. It's not like everybody got 7 pounds. I know like Breon and Terrence, they had to be 180 in the past. They got 7 pounds each. I think Bumstead only got, for his height, it was only like three pounds extra. Because when Tyler Mannion made that video, right when they made that decision to increase the weights again, they explained that a lot of the shorter guys were complaining that having the weights be the weight increases be standard across the board for everybody wasn't fair to the shorter guys, because structurally these guys got to handle whatever the case may be. I know Bumstead's only got like 3 extra pounds, so I'm guessing Urs probably only got a couple extra pounds. But my question is, if he was 270 and let's say he does 220 as his cutoff, that's 50 pounds. If he was in decent condition, that's no way in hell he had 50 pounds of fat and water. So what's he going to do? Drop some muscle mass?
He has to.
Wow.
I mean, his condition is beyond crazy right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a couple videos last week, and he could step on stage today.
Wow.
So, he's going to have to lose some muscle.
Do you know how much he's over now? Any idea?
No idea. But I would assume he's probably 10 pounds over.
Yeah, that's no big deal. They could do that pretty easily with some manipulation.
10 pounds over with the most diced glutes, hamstrings, everything, quads. You know, it makes a difference.
Yeah, because we got some big names here like that. I don't know who. I still think probably the biggest threat to him this year might be Terrence Ruffin, because he did drop to 6 last year. All it takes in Classic is come in a little bit off and you get knocked down the ladder. But that's a guy that was second place to Bumstead 2 years in a row, 2-time Arnold Classic champion. He has 7 extra pounds. And his coach, Nasser Hyacinth, his coach posted a good before and after, or it was like the same point, a back shot from last year's Olympia, 10 days out to this year. And he looks significantly fuller. Even the condition looks better because, you know, when you have more fullness, the separations are deeper between the muscle groups. I think he might be the one to benefit the most from the 7 pound, from the increase in the weight out of anybody in the lineup.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to beat Bumstead, but it's going to be a dogfight.
I'm really excited for him because I like what he's doing. He's competing. He just did, what did he do, 2 shows in a row?
Dubai and Legion. Yep.
Yeah. And that's how you get better. You know, you get on stage, you keep practicing your craft and get better and better. And he's certainly improved from last year. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see that. Yeah. And it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if he, you know, was to bump one of those names that we were just talking about.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Ramon. Ramon, do you know? Ramon Rocha Queiroz, his real name. He was a guy that has been struggling. I think last year he didn't make the weight the first time he tried to weigh in. So they ran around the building, whatever he had to do. This seems like a guy that might benefit a lot from a few extra pounds too, because you know you're privy to this. You know his coach Chris Aceto very well, and so you get the updates and stuff. How much better is he looking now? Do you have any idea than at this point last year when he was still struggling to get down to that weight?
I've only seen a few videos in the last few days, and I would say he's equal to last year. Okay. You know, certainly it's hard to tell because it's just the video. Yeah. But, you know, Ramon has probably the densest muscle of all of them. But I don't know. I don't know, you know, structurally what that's at the end of the day, that's the only thing that hinders Ramon versus Chris.
Yeah.
You know, is the structure, the the crazy
V-taper,
lat width V-taper that Chris has. Other than that, he can stand with him, body part for body part.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think he has as good a chance as anyone, of course, but we're not going to know until they're standing next to each other.
Yeah, because I mean, we like to say things like on paper he's the #1 challenger because he was the runner-up last year. He's the reigning Arnold Classic champ. So theoretically, this is the guy that's going to push Bumstead the most. But like I said, Ruffin's coming in with a different look that we've never seen before. Breon, let's talk about Breon. Breon, 2-time Olympia champ.
Hold on.
Okay.
It's not theoretical. It is.
What's
he
that?
is the best #1 challenger.
Right.
Until proven otherwise.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Well, I say that because until we get to the show, we see these guys all come out. What they've done last year or earlier this season, none of that even matters. People think it does. Like he's got momentum going this show, but they need to bring it that day or nothing. Nothing matters at all.
Yeah.
No disrespect. Brazilians, don't come at me, please. All right. Well, let's finish up the Urs conversation first, because Urs, another young guy getting better and better all the time. He is going to have to drop a little bit of newly acquired mass to get down to weight probably, but he has filled out that frame quite a bit. His legs were already phenomenal. Structure was great. He's got the height. We saw from day one, this is a guy that's got similar attributes to Bumstead, where he's someone who could legitimately push him at his own game, Bumstead. His arms were like a sore point. A lot of people were complaining he's got no arms. They definitely seem to have come up. So his arms and back were liabilities a couple of years ago. Looking at him now, how much better do you think they are now than they were, say, like 2 or 3 years ago when we first
a lot better, significantly better. He's learning how to train better. He's learning all the things that it took. Imagine when you were 26 years old, how much you learned between 26 and 28 or 26 and 30. But he's doing it double time because it's his profession, 100%.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a lot better than he was. His arms are going to be a lot better. Now, that said, I mean, your genetic limitations only allow so much. But Urs also has that thing that Chris has, which is that just the stage presence, the smile, the knowing how to work a room, knowing how to work the crowd. Yeah. So he's unbelievable. I mean, he's one of my favorite of any division to watch on stage. Yeah. Because he comes out and he puts everything into it. He'll dance and it works. I couldn't go out there and dance. I look like an idiot. But he makes it work. And between him and Ramon, like if Ramon had Urs, his personality on stage,
yeah,
I'd be worried for everyone, But Ramon's a little bit laid back, little almost shy. Like he doesn't really have the same confidence on stage where he should, but he really doesn't.
You know what? I don't even know if it's so much. It is confidence, but it's also Urs has that quality where he comes out with that smile. He looks like he's having the time of his life. He looks like he's having a great time. He's having fun. He's enjoying. This is what he loves to do. It's his passion. That's infectious because you see other guys up there in various divisions. They look like miserable, like they don't even want to be there.
Yeah.
They never smile. It's just a dour face, and people don't really connect with that. They connect with people that make them feel good for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, the dancing helps too. He does the caterpillar, doesn't he? That thing.
He does worm? It all.
No, the worm. It's called. Yeah, he does. He's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Breon was. I interviewed him a couple months back, and at that point, he was going to look for a special invitation to the 212 Olympia because he was sick and tired of getting down to 180. It was too hard on his body. He was losing a lot of fullness. Just wasn't feeling like it was we had ever seen the best presentation of what his physique was capable of looking like. But lo and behold, he gets 7 extra pounds. Boom, he's back in staying classic, not going anywhere. I've been looking at some of the updates on Breon. He definitely is looking a little fuller because in the past, he was like like Flex Lewis. The past few years, Flex was winning the 212. To me, Flex looked his best 3 to 4 weeks out, and then he just sort of deflated as he got closer to the show. That fitness and pop would just go. Condition, of course, was always there, but I noticed the same thing with Breon. I've never seen him on stage really full with everything popping, and I think this time 7 pounds on a guy who's 5'6" is a huge amount. That's a huge bump in weight. He was 4th place last year. That's the lowest he's ever been. He got 4th his first year. He won 2 years after that. I think he was 3rd. So he's never been out of the top 4, but he's really not someone people are talking about just because there's so much new talent in the young guys. But I think Breon's going to be right up there this year.
I do too. I think. How much weight does he get for his height?
Same as Ruffin, 7 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They must be the same height or close to it because they each had to get to 180 and now they can be 187.
Yeah, they're both about 5'5", I think.
Yeah, probably about right. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, that's a guy he's got the round. When someone's got real round, full muscle bellies, you never get to appreciate the full effect of physique when they're coming in flat. And I feel like I've always seen Breon kind of on the flat side because that's what was dictated to him by the weight limits. So I'm curious because conditioning has never been an issue for Breon. It's just always been, for me, looking at him as fullness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just with these taller guys coming out, it's almost like he's in a different division. It's so hard to judge the height factor.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to break it up into like a short and tall class and make it more complicated. Next guy I want to talk about, just because he just won the Masters Olympia. I didn't even realize he was that old. Alex Cambronero. Been around for a while. He was a successful 212. He won a few shows as a 212. He won a few shows as Classic. He won the Arnold, didn't he? Yeah. I mean, he's still up there. He had slipped a little bit last year. He dropped down to 9th place. I think that's the lowest he's ever been. So a lot of people were writing him off. But Masters Olympia, I thought he brought a really good look to that. Not as sharp as he's going to need to be for this, but I think that was probably the plan all along because that show was in August, I think. So August, September, yeah. It was like a good 8 weeks away from the Olympia, so you don't want to be 100% peaked, I don't think, for that. But Alex Cambronero, do you see him getting up there again, the top 5, top 6?
Absolutely, he can. You know, he it's not like how old is he? 40 on the button?
40 or 40. He can't be much older than that. He can't be.
Yeah, and his physique looks healthy. He looks just as good as he ever has. So I don't see why he couldn't. And if that weight cap affects him as well, because he always looked great as a 202 guy, 212 guy. Yeah. And he's not very tall. So I'm pretty sure the weight was a matter for him, was an issue. Yeah. And he's like Mr. Consistency. He's never looked terrible. He's never been off, you know. He's just going up against unbelievable up-and-comers. So, yeah, it would not surprise me whatsoever if he made it into the top 6.
Yeah. Like I said, the weight, because I believe when he was a 212, he was around 190. He was never like anywhere near the limit.
No.
So, you know, he probably did have to sacrifice a little bit of mass and fullness to get down to the classic weight, whatever that was. And now everybody gets a bump, which I wonder if they're going to bump the weight ever again. That's the 3rd time they've done it. So if they keep going up and up, it's going to be like, they're just going to be like open bodybuilder, basically. Wesley Vissers coming out of the Netherlands. Very, very tall guy. I want to say he's like 6'2", 6'3". Tremendous physique. I like this kid's physique. I call him a kid because he's probably like 30. Legs were kind of an issue. I do see that he's improved those. He got his way, earned his way to the Olympia again. Huge fan base. How did he do last year? He was 8th place last year, so has to be in the conversation at least for a top 10 finish.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He's a fan favorite. He always comes in great condition, really good condition, great presentation. You know, he has some structural flaws with, you know, particularly you mentioned with the lower body. He doesn't have the smallest waist.
Yeah.
They compare him to Arnold, very Arnold Schwarzenegger type of physique, where Arnold didn't have the smallest waist, right, but he knew how to present it. And, yeah, and he's got a good amount of muscle.
Yeah.
Good arms, good shoulders, back, everything. Pecs. There's no reason he can't be And he'll definitely be top 10, no question.
He actually he hits a lot of the old Arnold poses.
Yes.
He looks a lot like Arnold because he's probably around the same height and weight that Arnold was back when he was winning Mr. Olympia, or not too far off.
Yeah, 6'2", 240.
Yeah. I mean, that's all Arnold was. I say all he was because you got guys now who are like 5'6", 240 competing. So it's a different.
Well, 6'2", Andrew Jack's 6'2", and he's like 288.
285, yeah.
Yeah.
Big dudes out there today. Wanted to mention Mike Sommerfeld from Germany because he was 5th place last year. Not someone who's huge on social media, at least over here. Maybe I'm sure in Europe he's got a bigger following, but it doesn't matter. You know, social media and all that stuff doesn't matter when these guys get on stage. But I was very impressed with this guy. Very balanced physique, nice shape, structure, just enough mass. You know, obviously, if you make top 5 at the Olympia, you're pretty damn good because there were 59 guys. Logan dropped out the last minute. So 5th place out of 59 last year. That's a hell of an accomplishment, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yeah, his only issue was like the condition, particularly from behind. But he almost looks like a bodybuilder. He's really thick. He's got everything. I really like his look.
Yeah. Some of these guys, you have to wonder how they make weight. But, you know, some people.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Mike is maybe diabetic or some. I remember something, and then I was like, oh, that makes sense because he doesn't get that super dry look. And I want to say that he's either diabetic or something like that, which makes it even more impressive at how well he's doing. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know too many diabetics that are at the top of the food chain in bodybuilding.
No,
I think it makes it a lot more difficult for them. Michael Daboul from Syria, where was he last year? Did he make top 10 last year? Yeah, he was actually 10th place last year. Call him the Syrian Eagle. He's a guy that probably the weight increase is going to help him because assuming he can, I haven't checked the recent updates, but someone who's not a massive guy, I always want to see him just a little bit fuller, but beautiful, beautiful shape. And the conditioning, he's probably one of, if not the best conditioned guys up in Classic last year. And that's saying a lot because these guys bring condition. Like, I don't think any other division across the board has better conditioning than Classic.
Didn't he win New York this year?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
We were there. Gets crazy peeled.
Yeah.
Great condition. You know, I don't know. What is it? Was his legs kind of a liability?
Yeah, they could be better.
He doesn't have a lot of sweep off the quad.
Correct.
But his condition is outstanding. He's another what appears to be a taller guy.
Yeah.
You know, obviously he brings it every show. So I could see an improvement from 10th this year.
Just want to mention a couple other guys. Another taller guy. He's brand new. I think he's only like 24 or 25 years old. Laszlo Kirali from Hungary. We looked at some pictures of him earlier. Crazy V-taper on this guy. Structurally, he kind of reminds me of Bumstead with the limb proportions and everything. I don't know how well he's going to do, but I would not be surprised to see this kid in the top 10 either. Let's talk about Matt Grego, a young guy that you've had a little hand in helping him here and there. I know Chris is his coach, but
he calls me his show dad. He's because every show I'm at, I end up going backstage with him, or he comes to my room so I can take a look at him. He's a great kid. I love that kid. He's doing a lot of good things at such a young age. You know, he's 28 as well.
Oh, is he that old? I thought he was even younger. Wow.
Yeah, he looks younger.
He does.
He's killing it. He went from men's physique to Classic and like overnight became nasty.
Yeah, wow.
He's really good. I'd be very surprised if he didn't make top 10.
Yeah. So last guy I want to talk about in Classic, I believe he was just out of the top 10 last year, but he won the Texas Pro this year up against two guys who were the favorites to win. Was Robert Timms, and I'm thinking about Texas. Logan Franklin. That's who I thought the show was going to come down to because they'd had a big battle in 2021 and Rob beat him, and it was going to be a rematch. But Jae-Hoon Park out of Korea, these Koreans are killing it lately, man. I don't know, they're like cranking out champions left and right. They all have massive legs, and a lot of them could use more back. It's the strangest thing. But he looked phenomenal. I thought he had a lot of muscle for Classic. Another guy, I'm wondering, how did he even make the weight? But I don't know if you remember what he looked like, but this is a guy I could see him definitely cracking into the top 10 this year. Do you remember him?
Oh yeah, I remember him. He had, as you said, great legs, which for classic is incredible because it just enhances the V taper of the waist, and because his legs are so big, his back didn't have to be that big because it was still just a crazy taper, and he was in great condition as well.
Yeah.
So
right, let's turn to the 212 division. I want to remind our viewers out there, 10 years in a row, Jose Raymond was in the 212 Olympia. At first, it was just called the 202 Showdown. I don't think any of the years you did it. Was it called the Olympia by the end? 212 Olympia?
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a while. You guys really had to fight and scratch. And all you 212 guys out there now, you owe Jose and Guy and Dave Henry and Kevin English and Flex Lewis. You really owe them because they paved the way for you. So 2009, your first pro season, 6th place. 2010, 4th place. 2011, 3rd. 2012, 4th. 2013, 4th. 2014, 3rd. 2015, 2nd place. Very, very close. But that's Flex Lewis. 2016, 3rd. 2017, 3rd. 2018, 5th. So the lowest in 10 years you ever placed was 6th. And that was,
my first year.
First year,
Yeah.
Can I say it? That was his first year even trying PEDs.
Yeah.
Okay. At age 32, 33? 34. So
yeah.
I'm going to pat you on the back if you don't pat yourself on the back. So this is a tremendous pro record, and you have 11 pro wins?
12.
12? I always shortchange you on the pro wins.
Yeah, you screw me there.
I can only remember like certain things, as you know. So we have Sean Clarita, the Giant Killer, coming back, the defending champion. He's won the title before. He lost it to Kamal. So Kamal's not in the show this year. Clarita looking phenomenal. I mean, I'm looking at this list, and there's only a couple guys I really see that have a legitimate chance of beating him. But again, like if we're putting odds on Bumstead, say 100% chance of winning, what's Clarita's chances of winning out of 100?
90.
90? That's not bad. That's not bad.
Because the only guy that I see that could beat Sean is Keon. The only one who has better structure, more muscle, is Keon.
Yeah.
But Keon's yet to bring what Sean brings, and that is ultimate perfection from every angle, from every facet. Sean is a true professional that has mastered every last bit of everything he does. From the second he gets out on stage, his condition will be perfect. His muscle fullness will be perfect. His roundness will be perfect. His presentation will be perfect. So unless you can match that, and nobody else can, Keon is the only one I see that could do it, but he's yet to prove to us that he can.
Yeah. I mean, I get a little frustrated with Keon only because I see things in his Instagram posts and pictures, and I don't think he's editing them or doing anything crazy to them. But I've yet to see him bring the really crisp condition and detail that I'll oftentimes see it like a week or two out to the stage. And every time he gets out there, stage lights are brutal. Nobody really looks, few people look as good on stage just because those lights are blasting you from every angle.
Yeah.
Whereas you're taking them in the gym over here by the corner, and there's my skylight, and it's 3:50 p.m. That's when the light hits it just right. And, you can manipulate the lighting and everything. Stage lighting is just unforgiving and brutal. But Keon, like you said, genetically, he is the best man in this 212 lineup. God's gift. God was very good to Keon. Yeah. And I just want to see that condition with the fullness and everything, because he's got everything. He's got everything you would ever want to see in an Olympia champion. Except that condition.
But I think that speaks volumes that you say what he posts. He's posting because he probably at his best, and he's confident and feeling good. But that's what makes Clarita a different animal. He doesn't post.
Right.
He doesn't post any physique updates because he's not satisfied. He's not happy with it. He's not. He's mentally so focused on obliterating anything that he's ever showed to us. Where Keon might be happy. He might be complacent. He might be, wow, I'm at my best. Look at this picture. Look at this glute shot from the side. Look, You know, where Clarita's like, I'm not showing you anything. No. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look, you know, he's obsessed with being the absolute best of the best. And I don't see anything changing. I think he's going to be his all-time best. And
yeah. I mean, it can be kind of frustrating for the fans because he never shows the physique until contest day. He's got these like massively oversized gasp shirts on.
Yeah, I love it.
He's like training arms. Like, I can't see the arms. Damn it. He's training legs. He's got like big gasp sweatpants on. And, you know, I know he's got this crazy physique, but we have to wait until contest day to see it, which, you know, that's an old school mentality. He's 41 now?
40?
Yeah, I know he's
40, maybe 41. 40. But that makes it exciting. I can't wait to see what he unleashes when he comes out on stage.
Yeah, because, you know, it's kind of, he never lets us down, whereas a lot of other people, because we're expecting what we've been seeing in videos and pictures, we expect to see that or better on stage, which is rarely the case with anybody. But when you have no idea what this person looks like, you're just like, wow, what's he looking like? You can see the faces drawn and all that, but it's a surprise. I like surprises like that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the second place guy last year from Spain, Angel Calderon Frias, who, like Clarita, he's won a few open shows, at least a couple anyway. Second place guy is typically, you know, the favorite to win the next year. We don't hear a lot about him. He's not someone, I don't think he speaks, not even sure he speaks English. Sure he speaks great Spanish. But Angel, packed with muscle, you know, pound for pound, he's probably as thick as Clarita, and that's saying a lot. Does he have any chance of knocking Clarita off, or at least you see him in the top 2, top 3 again?
Yeah. He's definitely a top 3 guy. He's so wide, so thick front to back. His chest is absolutely crazy. If he brings similar condition or better than last year, he can be guaranteed a top 3 spot. But no, I don't see him beating Clarita. I just don't. Structurally, you know, he's kind of like I was, with the little thicker through the midsection. He doesn't have enormous legs. They've gotten better, and it definitely improved his physique. But again, if Sean is 100%, no, I don't see him beating him.
Yeah. So 4th place last year, and 3rd place was Kamal. He's not in it. That was Ahmad Ashkanani from Kuwait. He's been as high as 2nd at the show. He's been top 5 multiple times. He's an Arnold Classic champion. Yeah. I've been looking at updates, and I honestly think his waist is getting a little bit thicker. I don't think he ever had the smallest waist, but I worry some of these guys over time. That's like a natural thing, is a lot of guys' waists just start thickening up. I think we're seeing that with him. I think he's still got plenty of muscle. Everyone loves his back shots. His back lat spread is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Big, thick guy. I just don't know how he's going to do this year. What do you think?
Again, it's a crapshoot. You don't know, because if obviously if Clarita and Keon and Angel are all 100%, he's not beating those guys. But you know, if his waist has gotten thicker, it that hurts, because his main thing was his taper. He had such crazy lats, and he has good abs. Yeah. He's got good arms. It's the legs that weren't fantastic. If they're not improved, then it's gonna be a lot of the same, and possibly less. You know, he could end up in the 5th, 6th spot again.
Look, you pointed out earlier with Classic, but this applies to pretty much every division. Yeah. If you know, the smaller your waist and the better your quad sweep, that just gives you that crazy bottom of the X frame. And if you have a thicker waist and you don't have much sweep to your thighs, it really detracts from the overall impact of physique. I wish him the best. I hope he can fix that. Let's move on to local New England guy, because Connecticut is part of New England. Don't get it twisted. They're not part of New York or New Jersey. Kareth Baggio. We love Kareth. Cool guy, very hard, soft-spoken. And this is a guy, did he win? What show did he qualify at this year?
New York?
Yeah, didn't he win New York Pro? We were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What am I thinking? Yeah, so this is a guy who gets better and better every year. He was, what did he do last year? 7th place last year. So he's been moving up. I think he's gone from like 12th to 9th or 7th. He's been gradually moving up the chain. This is a guy that's get better. He's condition-wise, he's been in shape for a long time. I don't remember because he posts pretty regularly. Because I got on his ass a couple of years ago, him and his girl Lori. I said, people don't know who you are. They need to know who you are. You got to start posting more. I know not everyone likes to. Like you were never into you didn't like to post constantly with pictures and stuff like that, but it's kind of part of the game now. You have to do it. And he's been in shape and getting grainier and freakier, drier looking for a long time. I think he could possibly move up to top 5 for sure this year.
To me, if he's not top 5, it's an absolute failure. And I've thought that for the last few years. I'm such a big fan of him and his physique. And I mean, he has as much muscle as anyone. He's got great shape. He's got everything it takes. He's balanced. He's got everything he needs. He just needs to be perfectly conditioned, separated. You know, and it's frustrating because I love his physique, and he's a great dude, and I just want to see it because this guy's beating him that shouldn't beat him. Even if he's 5th, there's guys beating him that shouldn't be beating him. Yeah, I mean, for my money, to be perfectly honest, my top 3 would be Sean, Keon, and Kareth.
I have no argument with that. Yeah, that's a very good top 3. Yeah.
But, you know, some guys get drier. They get, you know, if he's holding a film, they mark him down, you know. I just want to see him 100% dry. And I think you could have a good battle between him and the top 3 guys.
Cool. So, yeah, now I'm looking at top 5 from last year. 5th place was this guy from Ukraine, Freaky, Oli Krivi. You know, vascular, grainy, freakish. Just if you like the mass look, the freaky look, kind of like your look.
I like it.
If you were a Jose Raymond fan, you're probably an Ola Krivi fan because just a massive, rugged, powerful looking physique. And you know, Ukraine's gone through some shit these past couple of years too, so a lot of people are rooting for him for that aspect. But yeah, 5th place last year. That's a hell of an accomplishment too. So I definitely see him. It's going to be a tight. This is Olympia, guys. So when we say, you know, someone that's going to make him top 5, the top 5 is a very crowded area. There's not a lot of room for. This is the best in the world. There's not a lot of room for newer people unless they're good enough to beat the established people who are established for a reason. They've proven themselves many times at that level. But
Ron, I got a funny story for you.
Sure.
Because you mentioned Oli having a Jose Raymond type of physique. Well, he owns a gym over there, and he sent me a picture. He's got a massive mural on his wall of me and Branch Warren training legs.
Oh, wow.
And me standing over Branch like, and Branch doing leg extensions. And he sent it to me. It was incredible. Massive. It takes up the whole wall.
Wow. So he gets extra points just for that. Was that the Per Bernal photo shoot?
Yeah.
It must have been, right?
Yeah.
No. I mean, so he's clearly paying homage, tribute to you. That's a good dude.
Yeah. He's a great guy. And he definitely, his physique falls into that category of me and Branch.
Yeah.
With the crazy muscle and vascularity and hardness. So if you do like that type of physique, you're going to love this guy.
Yeah. You know, like I said, it's not always, people say, well, they're going to be judging. They always say this for the open. Now they're going for more symmetry and aesthetics. No, there will always be a mix of physiques because there's not just one type of great physique.
Right.
Some of them are going to be prettier and not as big. Some of them are going to be not as pretty, but just crazy, dense, thick muscle, grainy look. And, you know, we both appreciate both types of physiques, and the judges do too. They don't just reward one type of look over all other looks.
No,
that wouldn't be fair. Just a couple more guys I want to mention. So Brazil, because we got a Brazilian, they make up a huge chunk of the fan base in bodybuilding. So, and rightfully so. They have so many great athletes coming out of the country these past few years. 8th place last year was Felipe Moraes. This is another guy who's thick and dense, packs a lot of size on his frame. You know,
I was really disappointed in his placing last year. I thought he should have been in the top 5.
Wow.
I was really impressed with him, particularly in person. He's wide. He's as conditioned as anyone in the division. He is crazy conditioned. And he's got a really nice look to him. I think standing next to some of the top guys, his legs may have been a little undersized, but not really, because the condition more than made up for it. I didn't see him placing that high at 8th. I would have had him definitely in the top 5.
I mean,
and I got a message from one of his trainers last week, and he sent me a bunch of pictures, and he's in his best version of English was telling me that he's put on a lot of size, that they're coming in bigger this year. Watch out for him. He's going to be better. And I'm like, oh, awesome. I wish him the best. I never know what to expect when someone says I'm coming in a lot bigger. Yeah. Sometimes that means I'm coming in not in shape.
Right.
But his physique is nasty. And if he's anything like he was last year with more size, then he's going to be really, really dangerous.
Cool. Well, last guy I want to talk about, and now with Kamal he's never come back to 212. He's already put that on record. But he would have been the oldest guy on the stage had he been there. But this leaves Hidetaka Yamagishi as the oldest man. He's the reigning 212 Olympia champ, the first 212 Olympia champ. I want to say he's about 51 now. He's not that much younger than me. You would know. Is he older than you? Because you're turning 40.
He's older. He just turned 50.
Okay, so he's 50 on the dot.
Yeah.
Masters Olympia, not the best heat I've ever seen, but I was very surprised at how well he pulled it together. At like 2 or 3 weeks out, I was looking at updates, and I'm like, oh no, what the hell, Hide? I thought he was way behind on his prep. I thought he was going to get demolished, but he shaped up, whipped himself into shape in a couple weeks, won the show. I personally think he's going to have a little issue here because of his back. He's never had the greatest back, but it was enough in the past. I mean, let me ask, did he, in the many times you guys competed against him, did he ever beat you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he beat you or no?
Yeah. 2016 Arnold.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
I went back to repeat, and he beat me. I was second. He won.
Oh, there you go. So,
that one hurt.
How close does he look now to the Hide that beat you years ago?
Not remotely close. He looks about as close as I look to when I won 2015.
Oof. Okay. Well, there you go. There you have it. Jose pulls.
No, but I love Hide, but no, it's 5 years past his prime. He's 6-7 years past his prime.
Yeah. I mean, I commend him for still having that passion to do it, but
yeah,
if he doesn't make top 10 this year, which that's a probability, I would probably just keep trying to win the Masters Olympia a few more times. I wouldn't mess with these open shows anymore.
So in Hide's defense, he's had major shoulder issues for years now.
Okay, well, you and I can both feel for him in that.
Yeah, he cannot train. I don't even know how he mentally is doing it. Wow. He's stronger than me, that's for sure, because I cannot train the way I used to train. I can't train like at 60%. I can't train.
Yep.
So never mind the way I used to train. So mentally, I don't even know how he's doing it. It's incredible. No. But he's overcome a lot, and he's fighting with shoulder issues. He can't really pose the way he used to. That's my biggest thing, is that people are like, oh, are you going to make a comeback? I'm like, no, I can't even pose.
Yeah, when you can't, now that you tell me that, I have even more respect for him for this. I can't hit can you hit a front lat spread anymore?
No, hell no.
One shoulder comes forward like 2 inches more than the other. I can't do a side try. I can't do any heavy pressing at all anymore. So the fact that he looks that good with 2 jacked up shoulders,
yeah,
God bless the guy. That is not easy. Yeah,
he's still got amazing stage presence, and he knows how to, work the crowd and work the judges and how to put on a great posing routine. He's still awesome, but he's not Hide from his best. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, props to him for still sticking out. We'll see what he does after this. But,
yeah.
Yeah. So that's
we're gonna mention one more guy, Brian Belzano.
Oh yeah,
who retired. One of my favorite physiques. I love that guy. I thought his physique was incredible.
How did he do last year? He was 9th place last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Indiana, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. And
So
he just
why is he retiring? Why did he?
I'm not sure. I think it could be health issues. I'm not positive, but maybe he just wants to focus on business and work or family. I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to speak out of line, but he did have a video that he posted up discussing, his choice to retire, and he'll be missed because that physique was awesome.
Yeah,
he was still on his way up. He was still.
He barely just started.
Yeah. But he has had some serious health issues through his life that he had to overcome to come back and be where he ended up. Yeah. So that could be part of it. And if so, he's a very smart man and still looks fantastic. But I loved him as a bodybuilder, so he'll be missed.
Yeah, I remember we did an interview for the magazine, and he told me about it was a lot of stuff with like his bowels, and they were doing surgeries, and incredibly painful, incredibly. I mean, it's just the fact that he came back from all that and still managed to do as well as he did and look the way he looked. I wish him the best. It's too bad, but I'm sure he's doing it for when people walk away. It's typically for all the right reasons, and they're making the right move. It's God forbid he kept doing it and something got worse. So
yeah.
I want to let everyone know, guys, Olympia coverage is going to be awesome this year for MD because of this guy. Jose is going to be with me. We're going to be starting our coverage Thursday night at the athletes meet and greet, meet the Olympians.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to say no to Jose for an interview. I guarantee you. They're like, Jose, I love Jose. So we're going to have a good time.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. So we'll be covering the whole show all weekend, guys. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're going to be doing a lot of live stuff. So you have to have your notifications turned on your phone and on your YouTube settings. We're going to be going live we'll be going live for everything. Actually, it's going to be all 100% live broadcasting. Jose's got an exciting new suit that he's going to be showcasing. I got the same suit, but it's still, they've only seen my suit once. So
yeah, I can't wear the same suit over and over again. I got 8 now.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, man. So appreciate you doing this, Jose. Great preview, of course. Check out Jose's website, thebostonmass.com, for coaching services and merchandise, good stuff like that. And, of course, follow him on Instagram at thebostonmass.com. We'll put that up on screen. 2 E's, Thee, Boston Mass on Instagram. And that's it, man. Thank you, Jose. Appreciate you doing this. Great insight.
My pleasure. I love it. I can't wait to get there and see it all happen.
Few people in this world have an eye for physiques like Jose Raymond. That's why I love having him at the shows doing the wrap-ups. I hope Milos comes in and argues with you. That'd be great. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to smack him down.
So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching No Way Jose, starring Jose Raymond, and we'll see you right here next time. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.